Starting, that's easy. Finishing, that's where most people quit. Let me explain. I am at the end of my self-imposed, self-accepting challenge of 100 videos in 100 days. And I have to tell you, I'm like around video 90 plus right now. So I've got less than 10 videos to go to complete my goal. And it's just been really difficult uh, creating videos, a lot harder than it was at the beginning. And one of the things is, since I'm at the end, I'm like thinking about, well, what else am I going to do? What else happens? I'm thinking through all this stuff. There's a lot more mental, a lot more mental anguish going on as I get to the end of the challenge than it was at the beginning. At the beginning, it was more about, hey, can we record? Let's get these videos out. Let's be consistent. Let's get the videos going. Now that I'm at the end, I'm like, I'm gonna record. It doesn't even matter anymore. I mean, you can just see this playing itself out amongst a host of other similarities. Think about college, graduating from college. A lot of people never graduate. Well, one reason is when you graduate, you get into the real world and you no longer have that, you're no longer in that bubble of college. A lot of people just never graduate because of that. I remember when I was getting my graduate degree, looked down and I realized that I was gonna be in a lot of debt. And I should probably stop now so that I don't incur more debt. But I also realized that, hey, I'm gonna have the debt either way. I might as well have something to show for it. So I pushed through. And I'm just saying, so this what's happening with the challenge. That being closer to the end, I want to finish because I'm so close and I want to be able to say, hey, I completed it and be able to talk about things. I was thinking about doing some videos like, hey, I made this many videos. That's what I learned. And no, I want to save all that for after I have completed my 100 video challenge. So I just wanted to share that it's just been really challenging, just not in the way that it was initially. It's like a different challenge. It's like a different challenge. Like when you are at the end of something. There used to be something called, or maybe it still exists. They used to call a runner's wall, and it used to happen to marathoners who would run and they get to the end of the race, like I guess around the 18th mile or something, and their body would just give out. And they gave this explanation that the body has burned through all of its carb storages, and now the body is just running on literally empty. And I think there's been some videos, or you can like look it up, of some like an Olympic runner who is at the very end, and basically they're literally like just crawling to the finish line as the crowd cheers them on, because it's just the sheer will, the sheer determination that they're pushing through because their body gave out a long time ago. Interestingly enough, I think that led to carb loading before marathons, where the night before you have like a bunch of runners or people just consume like vast amounts of pasta to make sure they've got their carb stores all the way up to make sure that they're able to complete the race. I don't know if that's so much the case now. There may have been some breakthroughs or some new understandings about nutrition. And I think when all this was happening, all this stuff was happening, this is before they got into ultra distance, the ultra marathoners, the people that run, instead of 26 miles, they run 56 miles, they run 100 miles. They're runners that run for days and nights at a time. I say all that to say, um, the finish, you have to finish. You have to push through to the end so that you can get to completion, so you can reflect. And what gets you going is momentum. You'll get going based on the sheer excitement of starting something new, you're starting it, great. And then I've made several videos about this before, starting, it's not just the starting, it's staying started. You got to keep going. And the funny thing is that finishing, that's when people quit. It's like, it's just finishing, just people never finish. They just stop and they just kind of like stays open as an open loop. Kind of like what I'm doing with videos. If I had stopped or decided to stop now, it's like, okay, well, where was that all going? What happens with that? And that's not what this is about. So I just wanted to share just something that I'm going through now as I'm getting to the end of my own self-imposed challenge, and wanted to encourage you to just stay with it. At the end of the day, it's going to be willpower to get started. It's going to be momentum You'll get into that, and then it's going to be just the discipline and systems that are going to carry you through and carry you through to the end. And that's where I'm at right now, close to the end than the beginning. And just wanted to let you know, hey, you got to stay in there, got to keep at it until you get to completion, whatever that may be. In this instance, it's a challenge. If you're working out, it may be to get to a certain body composition. If you're writing a book, finishing the book, at least finishing the book, a song, anything, just get to completion of it. What happens is it is a signal to yourself, to your brain that yes, I can complete, and you can build off of that. Like, look back and say, hey, look, I completed that. There are other things I can complete. And the other thing is, once you complete something, you can then reflect on it in a different way than you reflect on something that remained an open book. So, for example, if I had dropped out of college, and I did drop out of college, I dropped out of college several times. But when I was in the process of completing my graduate degree, I could have stopped going. And then if I had stopped going, it'd always be this open loop, this reflection in my head about, hey, okay, so what happens if I had completed? What happens if I had finished? What happens? And oh, I can always go and finish, and then I could get that job. You can make these stories up about what could have been, and what would have and could have and should have happened if you had done it. No, no, no. By completing something, we can eliminate all these open loops. Look, I finished it. This would I have to show for it, and I'm looking forward to making that video about, hey, I made X number of videos. This is what I learned. So keep going, keep pushing. That's all I got for you right now, at least for today. Take it easy.